in that previous video, oh, here's me, by the way. My hair was growing out. I'll share some pictures. It was getting long and shaggy, though, because this is the shortest it's been in a long time, and I'll explain why it's like this. I had cut it short when the bench warrant was issued, and I'll explain that, too, if I can ever get to being able to explain things. But it was finally growing out, and looking cute. Maybe hair longer on top, you know. But I couldn't afford a haircut. It was starting to look shaggy and unkempered, excuse me. Is that right? Unkempered. Is that a word? Yes. I don't know. I don't care. You know what I mean? It was starting to look not very good. And I mean, why can't you get a job? I'll explain that. Nepotism. And I'm the poster child for homelessness in this town. That's not a joke. It's a small town. I'll explain that too. I'm not getting a job in this county, people. I couldn't get a job in this county when I first came. Not in the city, excuse me. County, maybe. But not without a car. Even with a car. People don't get it. But anyway, I don't want any more pictures of me. But, so, I needed a haircut. I couldn't afford one. But I did get some money recently because I was going to go to school. I got all registered to go to school. I knew it wasn't the right time, but I needed money. And I knew that wasn't the right reason. I'd been thinking about going to school. And at that time, I was staying with somebody, and I thought it was going to work out, but they did me wrong, too. So I got all enrolled for school, got all my books and everything, and right before I started classes, they just fucking booted me to the curb and just fucking ruined it. I got some financial aid, but I only ended up getting so much after my classes and books and everything were paid for. But I was also going to get a loan, and again, wasn't the best timing for it, but I wouldn't be alive now. That's the only thing that's kept me alive this past month. And the hope of that for the couple months over the holidays. Otherwise, I wasn't going to live. I just can't do this. I've been doing this now since September 2022. And I think some of that I explained. I can't remember. In that cry for help I sent out, I don't know. I think that was up until right before what happened in September 22. And this is where things get really bad. I mean, it was already overwhelming at that point. But anyway, I'm not going to go into all that. But anyway, about the haircut. So I was asking around people I do know. I don't have any friends here. When I say friends, I always use quotes, and I really don't associate with hardly anybody. I don't have any friends. I'm very alone. Very, very alone. I don't trust anybody for good reason. And once you're on the street like this, you can't make friends. People here there's no empathy, compassion. People are judgmental. There's no resources here, people. Look it up. Pinal County is as big as Delaware, has 500,000 people, growing at a tremendous rate. There's the only shelter in all of Pinal County is a women's and children's shelter for domestic abuse over in Casa Grande. There's transitional housing, but you have to come out of jail or to get into those usually. And you have to have a problem, drug addiction or something. I mean, these are places for addicts, whatnot. But again, most of those you're not going to get into unless you're coming out of facility, okay? When I was in jail, I was signing up for a facility, but nobody told me that I couldn't get out and get my car and my cat and then go there. I didn't find that out until the day I was leaving. I had to go straight from there and just lose everything. What? I ended up losing everything anyway. Oh, yeah. The loss of my I've suppressed so much I can't even bring it up. I just choke. It's sad. It's really sad. I've broke a couple times in the past, since the beginning of the year, when those people were fucking me over as I was trying to go to school. And I had a couple episodes there where I couldn't stop. And what was coming from inside me is scary. And I can't go there. Because it took me a long time to let it go. But it was sad. And it was desperate. And it was real. So real. I want to go get mental health. I want to do this, but I can't. All I do is get my basic needs met. And it's really, that amounts to the very minimal. And some days I don't even get that met. If I can maintain what I've maintained with the legal stuff, which this is what I'm talking about when I'm working on. But anyway, I was trying to get a haircut. I sound like a nut. Because I don't talk to anybody. When I do this, this is all I've lived for 2 years. Well, at least a year and a half since September, what they did to me in September 22. which is, wow. But I was asking around people I knew, do you know anybody that cut hair? Finally, I'm at a place, and again, these aren't the best people in town, but you know, homeless people have to stick together, and you know, I'm sorry, I'm a step above most of them. And I don't mean that in a bad way, but it's true. For one, I didn't get myself here. Okay? That's not denial. That's the truth. And if anybody would listen to me, we would see that this is the truth. And I'm about ready to lose my battle. And I'm going to die if I do. But I don't know if I'm going to make it there to even fight if I don't get help immediately. And that is the truth, people. You want to test it? Waste my time and test it. There is going to be no time to be wasted or tested. I'm going to die. I'm fucking done trying to justify this, my need for help. I'm tired of begging for fucking help. I'm tired of fucking defending my fucking self. If you think I have chosen to get to this point and have stayed here because I'm lazy or because I just don't want to work or I don't this or I don't that, you're a fucking moron. That's all I'm going to say. But anyway, so finally somebody says, this guy David, he's this black kid, about 30, most of these people never had jobs. I mean, they're just, they've never done anything with their life. And it's not their fault. This is just how they come from a place where it's generational. They don't have much to work with here. It's sad. It's a very sad place. Sad. I don't know why anybody would choose to live here. But anyway, so this kid, David, one day, someplace and somebody says, I think David cuts hair. He had been there and left. And then when he came back, I said, do you cut hair, David? Yeah, I cut hair. How'd you learn to cut hair? In prison, because he had been to prison, I guess, once before. And I thought, okay, well, that happens, I'm like, well, I just need a trim. I just want to get it cleaned up. Maybe a little bit off the top, but I'm trying to let my length grow. I just want it to look, nice again. So, because, the more your hair looks bad and everything, you already look horrible. You're homeless. It's hard enough to just stay clean and stuff. But, people are judgmental. Even if you look nice. Here, I'm in a small town. Everybody knows I'm homeless. So, I'm outcast. It's bad. And there's no help here, people. No help. Go look it up, please. I dare you. I challenge you. Please find me something here. Find me something here. Yeah. Okay. You spend your time wasting all the time I've wasted. And I can explain that more too. If I can ever get to that. Everything takes forever. And I'm all over the place now because it's stacked. This has been going on for 4 years. The legal stuff, 2 years. Okay. So David says he can cut hair. That day we couldn't do it. I had to go. He even got my number, called me a couple times. Hey, I'll cut your hair. And I was like, well, I'm busy right now, or I can't do it right now. Finally, I saw him one day over at the same place, and I said, hey, can you cut my hair today? I only got like $10 to give you. And, but I just want to trim. Yeah, I can do that. So he said his sisters weren't there. He had to go get them. So he comes back, and I said, David, are you sure you know how to cut hair? Yeah, I know how to cut hair. Now, I don't think this kid was intentionally ripping me off just to get $10. Or that he was too high or too drunk, or he wasn't drunk, but too high or something. I don't know about that, but he might have been. I know a lot of those people do use drugs. I don't think it was that. I think this kid, for whatever reason, really thought he knew how to cut hair. This is after I fixed it. At one point, I said, David, I think you're cutting off more than we talked about. But it's okay because I think it's too late now. But I just wanted a haircut. I said, just cut it. But I've been thinking about going for a pixie for a while. So just, are you sure you know what you're doing? Just trust me. Everybody cuts hair differently. This kid, I said, dude, I just told him a couple days ago, because it's been like, maybe 2 weeks ago he did this. Not quite, 10 days maybe. And I at first it didn't look so bad because it was freshly cut. But then you get home and it dries, and I'm embarrassed. I was already humiliated. I was trying to just look better. Look, man, if I didn't look homeless then, I look homeless now. Not only would a moron cut somebody's hair like this, but